Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at Deep Purple celebrating Jon Lord. This is apparently something that came out on CD and DVD. It's a concert that happened on April 4th, 2014, so about 18 months after his passing. Jon Lord, of course, was the keyboard player for Deep Purple. And we're going to watch this group play Hush. It's essentially Deep Purple along with Bruce Dickinson, and also Glenn Hughes is up there. He was the bass player on Burn and was in the band for a while, over the course of time. This was in celebration of Jon Lord, of course, the founding member of the band. Really, if you think about it, he was kind of the guy that started the band. He was kind of the ground zero. But nonetheless, we thought it would be interesting to check this out. There may be more people. I know Rick Wakeman is somewhere on stage, so he may show up. Yeah, we'll just have to see what's in here. So I look forward to it. Adrian, do you have any thoughts ahead? Of course, we've seen Deep Purple before.
Yeah, I haven't heard Hush that often, and that's my own fault. I've mainly listened to Machine Head, and
right.
That's the album I've listened to most by Deep Purple.
Right, Shades of Deep Purple was their first album with Rod Evans on vocals. He actually went on to Captain Beyond. I know I'm going way off course here, but that is where Hush comes from, and it was arguably their first big hit. I've always enjoyed some of that earlier stuff, too. Shades of Deep Purple itself is a very nice album. It just doesn't sound like Machine Head, but it's got Jon Lord on it. So let's take a look at this, and we will discuss it afterwards.
Alrighty.
Okay.
She looks so fine. She's the best girl that I ever had. Sometimes you make me feel so bad. She got love like a wax. Only she can touch her baby. Oh, my mind is so deep. I can't eat y'all and I can't sleep. Na 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 na.
Everybody on? Everybody! Wait, come on. Let's get everybody on. You know who you are.
Thank you all for the wonderful spirit and emotion you brought for all the right reasons here tonight. You sent some fantastic vibes down, and we all know why we're here. So thank you very much. We love you. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Phil Campbell on guitar.
Phil Campbell. Okay, was he the guy with the? He was the guy with the hat.
Yeah.
I thought the jam was really fun. It was a little unfocused. It looked like they're all looking around like, oh, who's next? Who's next? You know, like it's kind of a finale jam, you know, like where they get up there, they're all up there, and they're like, okay, we're going to take turns soloing. All right, whose turn is it? You know?
Yeah. It started out with a little roundabout thing, and then, you know, they just kept going after that. It was a sweet keyboard.
Yeah, that was a nice little homage to Roundabout for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. It was nice to see Rick Wakeman up there. I'm actually not sure who was playing keyboards. My guess is it's whoever took over for John Lord. Well, that was Don Airy. Okay, that's who that was. Don Airy was the Hammond player.
Keyboard. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
That's right. Yeah, I have too, as a matter of fact. And yeah, he first filled in because John Lord got injured back in 2001. Maybe that's actually when John Lord left the band, come to think of it. It kind of looks like it. So he's been there ever since. Okay, that makes sense. And Steve Morse was the guitar player up there that we were looking at and going, was that Glenn Hughes? That's Steve Morse. Quite an assembly up there, and they did rock it out. That was nice. And yes, the orchestra was a nice touch too. Probably wasn't actually necessary, but it was cool. You know, it's like, okay, why not? You know, it's a celebration of the man John Lord. So. And I'm not sure who the conductor was, but kudos to him and to everybody else. That was fun. We found that it's a lot easier to do these than to try to go back to the originals. I don't know if there is Hush available in a live setting from back then, because Rod Evans was only in the band for a couple of years. But we shall maybe check that out for the future. But anyway, I thought this was really a lot of fun, and I'm glad we took a look at it.
Yeah, it was great seeing the video and just listening to the keyboard jam and everything.
For sure. And for those of you saying, why don't you do Mark II? We actually have a number of Deep Purple Mark II lineup videos on our channel. And so they're pretty easy to find. Just look up Deep Purple in the search box for the channel. We looked at a ton of classics at one point, and we enjoyed every single one of them. They were all great. You know, all the good stuff. Why don't you let us know what you thought of this? Let us know if you were there. If you have other suggestions for us, leave them below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.